Are you an online teacher wanting to move outside of the Chinese market to teach learners worldwide and scale up with group classes? Today I'm really excited to interview teacher Grant, who's going to share with you his top tips and insights into how he's achieved just that, including some fantastic marketing strategies and top tips on how he runs his groups successfully.
Hey guys, my name is Teacher Grant. I've been teaching for over 15 years. I'm from the States, born and raised in California. I've been teaching all my life. I started teaching at preschools and after school programs in the States, and then I found myself venturing off to China, where I taught in person at kindergartens and training centers. And now I went back home to teach online, been building my classes from there, and here I am now in Vietnam teaching English online.
So we start with the marketing. How do you promote your classes to students outside of China?
I've been to a few of your trainings. I have really taken a lot of what you said and just kind of tweaked it a bit. There was a platform that was kind of trying to become Facebook. Zalo. They have basically it's the Vietnamese Zalo is like WeChat in China. And I found it by accident. It's basically from that platform, it just became kind of a word of mouth. I have a huge group. I would just be hosting open classes about 2 or 3 times a week. And so eventually I'd get 15, 20 kids, even more in these open classes. And they go, oh, but we really want you to just teach us 5. I go, all right, well then, you want me, it's going to have to cost because now you're trying to make it exclusive to you.
Now, I know we talked a little bit before about alongside this Zalo app, you're also using Facebook to find students. So tell me a little bit more about what your strategy is from there and how do you connect with potential students via Facebook? Are you moving across them to this Zalo group? And what do you do to kind of introduce yourself and get to know them?
Well, the biggest circle came 4 years ago when COVID hit. And so they all networked with me through Facebook. Then it was all word of mouth. So it really, I think I have a couple hundred parents that have networked or added me. And occasionally I'll add them too. If I see like a lot of mutual friends, I'll add them, give them a welcome message, who I am. And I noticed we have a lot of mutual friends on Facebook. Are you already in the Zalo group? I'm like, no, I'm not. Can you tell me more? And then I can tell them more. Another way that I advertise is when I see their videos. So they're doing an English video, or they're on holiday, or they're singing a song, post something positive. There's a boy, he was reciting the Hungry Caterpillar. So I said, wow, amazing storytelling. I love that story. Strong mark, happy face, emojis. So
if we go right back to your very first student, where did you get your very first student from?
So in regards to my first online student, I forget how I had to have been a connection. It had to be either from a teacher from the kindergarten I worked at, or it was a friend of a friend. Almost everybody I met, I networked with. And that was my first student. And then it kind of, it was his classmate. So I kept getting students through either parents at the kindergarten. I told parents, reach out anytime. Very friendly, very personable, seeing videos of their kids, commenting, complimenting. If you develop the appropriate personal relationship with those families, it's going to make you stand out.
I'd love to hear a bit more about these open classes then. So you were running 2 or 3 a week. I know you've now cut that down to just 1 a week. But what do you do in this open class? Because I know you teach quite a range of different students at different ages, different levels. Is it an academic focused class, a homework kind of club type class, a more fun class? Like, how do you organize this class? What do you actually do with the students that's going to help promote you as a teacher? There's also not going to be too much effort in terms of planning and prep work and all of that. And is actually effective at converting students into new paying clients.
Every Saturday morning, they come to class and I go for about an hour, hour and a half. It's really recreational. It's not pre-planned. It's really just games, English environment. They play Kahoot. They do trivia. Who is Winnie the Pooh's best friend? Whatever. Which one is not a Disney princess? It's simple stuff that get them excited because it's stuff that children already know. What are they learning? Well, we're playing games. We sometimes read. We sometimes draw. But it's all in English. And people might go, well, how are you showing them what you're able to teach them? It's not what I'm able to show, what I'm able to teach. It's to just introduce myself. Here's who I am. Here's how I am, and my personality. You're selling your personality really in that class.
So you're teaching group classes, and many of the students in the group may not know the other students or know you as a teacher. How do you go about things like trial classes? Do you do free trial classes? Do you treat your open classes as your trial class? What is your setup in terms of allowing students an opportunity to try out your teaching and try out the group before they commit?
They kind of always ask, can I get a demo? It's like, well, they can join the open class. It'll be 15 to 20 students. If they like me and they want to join, I always tell them they can pay for one class. I never force, oh, you have to pay for 10 classes up front. They pay for one class up front. If they like it, great. If they don't, I find a different way for them to satisfy them. And then we go from there. Like I had a student who joined a lower level class, and it just seemed really easy for her. And without even asking for a second demo, she's like, well, can she join another level? And without even seeing that next level, she paid for the class.
So you teach mostly, is it entirely group classes, or do you have them one-on-one as well?
I have some one-on-one classes. I have one one-on-one who was 5 years old. She came to my demo group. Maybe she was a little apprehensive or a little shy, reserved to join. I said, well, she can do the one-on-one, and I gave her the quote, and we can try that. And then when she's ready, she can join a group class.
I feel like something a lot of teachers struggle with is persuading parents to consider a group class over one-on-one. But it almost sounds like you have the opposite situation where most people are reaching out to you about group classes, and then you occasionally have some one-on-ones that come out of that.
Well, there's a lot of factors there. There's an environment of other classmates they can talk with. They can hear other sides, other answers, other ways of speaking. They can help each other out. So the way you can kind of sell it is that, one, it can be more affordable depending on your packages. Number two, it's a funner environment. It's more fun, more interactive, engaging, entertaining, and they'll learn a lot more. I tell them, I go, well, I do understand that $25 for one-on-one is expensive. I respect you. I understand you. Here's what I do that can probably meet your budget. And I do groups of 4 to 6, $10 per student.
Okay, I know one of the biggest fears that a lot of teachers have about teaching groups, though, is getting enough students. So you're saying you want 4 to 6 students. That's kind of what you base your pricing on. But what happens if you only have 2 or 3 students who actually want to sign up for the class? Do you continue? Do you wait to find more students? Do you cancel the class? What's your strategy there?
I'm allowing classes to happen even with 2 or 3 students. I tell them, this is their disclaimer. Yes, there are only 3 students right now, but I have the ability to add 3 more students. If you want to lock in the class at 3 students, this is what the price will be. Here's the thing. If you have 3 students that are interested, but you're waiting for 3 more students, those 3 students are going to get impatient, and they're not going to want to wait. Basically, at the beginning, I was telling them to wait, and I kept trying to find students, and then they would end up finding a different teacher. So I had to step back and go, wait, what can I do now that can retain them? And I said, okay, well, if I have to take a hit or a loss, then I have to do it. You can either persuade them to lock in at 3 students for a little bit more, or you just stick with it and just keep trying to build that class on your own.
How about the scheduling of your group classes then? Do you organise the time yourself in advance, then advertise it? Do you get the parents together as a group with a similar level and then ask them to find the time that works? How do you organise the scheduling of your classes? Are you using any tools to facilitate this? What's your strategy for that? Because I know a lot of teachers get very nervous about group classes because of the logistics of scheduling things, really.
Sometimes what happens is you put a bunch of parents together and you tell them, choose a time. Don't. Just take one parent that you're going to stick with their time, their day, and then you tell parents, this is the time and this is the day I'm building.
Okay, I want to move across to talk a bit about payments then. So I know that you charge like per student per class, but I'm assuming we're paying upfront for these classes. But are parents paying on like a weekly basis, a monthly basis? Do you sell a package of classes or a semester of classes? What is the kind of payment plan that you're offering to parents?
I try to push for 3 months at a time. I make arrangements where if their finances are tight, they can pay every month. I know like some businesses will go, oh, you can either pay 1,200 now or make 3 payments of 500. I don't do that, you know. But what I'll do, this is what I'll do though, is I'll charge more for the first 2 months if they need to make payments. And then the balance, they'll pay less. So let's say it's 1,500, for example. They'll pay 6, and then 3. You know, so so just in case I can't pay for the third month, you still got a little bit more. You know what I mean? So that's
Do
a
you
strategy.
charge upfront for 3 months?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's
yeah,
like a
yeah. And
payment plan option that spreads it over the 3 months if they wish.
correct. Yes, I do make arrangements that way. There's parents who are in a financial bind who, excuse me, who can't afford the full tuition. And I'll make arrangements with them. You know, I'll work with them because tell me what I can do. What can I do to keep your kid?
So how do payments and things work for students in Vietnam and other countries? Because I know a lot of teachers are familiar with Stripe and PayPal, particularly when we look at, say, teaching Chinese students or teaching American students. But what is popular in other countries and in Vietnam in particular? What challenges do you have with payments and how do you resolve this?
Just an FYI for those who want to go into Vietnam, they don't know what a credit card is, or maybe they do, but no one uses it. It's scarce. Simplicity is what parents want. I found a parent that could get payments from parents. Now, before people go, oh wait, what happened? She didn't take any cut. She didn't want to cut. Parents paid the parent via her bank code, so they would pay to her Vietnam bank, and then she would give that money to her brother, and I would send the Stripe link.
So what would you say is your like teaching philosophy, your teaching style? What kind of experience do students have in your group classes?
I tell them, this class is not for your mom or dad. This class is not for me. This class is for you. What do you want to learn? What do you want to get out of it? I have a student who was in my kindergarten. She's 8 years old. I feel old. She was 4 years old at the kindergarten. And we have such a fun time. She remembers me. She had a class, and I think it was like during the summertime. She got busy during the school year, and now she's back in the summer. And literally, voice messages from Melody, Teacher Grant, when are we going to have class? Coming from the student themselves. She loves drawing, so we play a video of drawing. I actually mute it, and I'm the voice. I said, okay, let's do a circle now. Okay, we're going to draw the trees now. And I'm drawing with her. So, and I'm doing this with them, right? So I'm doing it with them, and I'm actually going like really fast. I'm trying to go faster than the drawing, and then because I want to really focus on getting her to say, oh, what are you doing now? Okay, I'm coloring the beat. Okay, what color are you coloring? I'm making it brown. I'm doing the trees now. Okay, what color are the trees? Green. You know, getting her to talk.
I think that's really great because you're building on the students' interests and you're designing the class specifically around what they're interested in, which is the drawing, but still getting to practice English in a more kind of authentic context there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, my goal is really to get them to be involved and get them to want to be in this class. Kids are telling the parents they want to join, like they're coming. I had one student, it was a while ago. It's like, I'm finished studying for my exams and I wanted to join today. This 15-year-old boy, not playing on his mobile game, not going outside to play soccer, wants to join a group where we were just kind of like reading and talking about what we're reading and playing games, which it kind of puts me in awe, like, wow, you know, he chose his free time that he has between studying for his exams to come join me.
So thank you so much, Grant, for sharing those fantastic insights into how you've been successful, sort of expanding beyond the Chinese market, advertising your classes elsewhere on social media, and using sort of networking and so building a community, I think, has been super, super important. Something I've really taken from this interview. So really appreciate that, and particularly those insights as well into the group class side of things and how that really works for your target audience. If you found this helpful, please do feel free to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm also going to link below Grant's YouTube channel, where you can follow him for his own insights and suggestions and videos on this topic and related things, and of course some other links and suggestions you may find helpful. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.